And first of all, let's start with Elaine Chao and her reputation. Obviously, somebody who served under both President Bushes. Why do you think Trump picked her?
Well, she is, of course, a former Bank of America executive. She, as you alluded to, was the former director of the Peace Corps and, of course, the former Department of Labor secretary in the George W. Bush administration. And she happens to be married to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, the Kentucky Republican. So, you know, this is a political pick who is somewhat well known in Republican circles. But as far as her positions on infrastructure spending, for example, that's unclear at this point. And that, of course, is going to be one of the top priorities from a policy perspective that the Trump administration is going to want to pursue.
Right. Trump has a fairly ambitious infrastructure plan, at least as we've seen on his website, wanting to spend over $500 billion on the U.S. transportation network. What do we know, though, about his plans for driverless cars?
There isn't much to know right now, Emily, I'll be honest with you. And in fact, when you look at, in particular, Elaine Chao as this pick and where she stands on some of those more wonkier transportation issues that Secretary Fox spent a lot of time dealing with during this current administration, we don't know. But here's what I can tell you. The Alliance of Automobile Manufacturers, which of course represents all of the large automobile manufacturing companies in the world, they put out a statement today. They called Elaine Chao a quote-unquote superb pick. So when you look at it from that perspective, the auto industry is viewing this as a win. And I can tell you that talking with sources on Capitol Hill, Democrats are not likely to put up a fight against Elaine Chao for her confirmation process.
So Hillary Clinton had said she planned to continue some of the policies that Secretary Fox put in place, for example, building out a wireless infrastructure so cars could communicate with one another. Do we know anything about Elaine Chao's record under the President Bush's that would give us any indication about how she might feel or approach new technology?
Well, she's been fairly receptive to new technology, particularly as it pertains from a financial standpoint, if you look at what happened during her tenure at the Department of Labor. But I would just argue that she's going to come at this from a free market perspective. She's going to come at this again when you look at the statements that have been coming out from some of these trade groups today, have all, from the business sector, have all been favorable for her. And, you know, I think that in terms of some of these more regulatory issues, people are taking a wait-and-see approach, but she's not, if you will, viewed to be politically hostile in any way. This is someone who is known in Washington circles. She provides certainty to the business community, and the business sectors, again today, reacting with confidence and certainty at the pick of Elaine Chao, which, by the way, was just made official just a couple minutes ago from the Trump transition office.